What's good? My hair is just looking magnificent. I've been using shampoo and conditioner. For the last few years, I've just been using just conditioner to save money. Anyways, I'm going to go play some blackjack later. I'm going to go big today. I'm going to do like some big bets when the count is high, but it's going to be a good day. In the meantime, while my laundry is finishing up, I'm going to do a little reading from Anatomy of the State by Murray Rothbard. This is just a short chapter I'll run through. What the state fears. What the state fears above all, of course, is any fundamental threat to its own power and its own existence. The death of a state can come about in two major ways: through conquest by another state, or through revolutionary overthrow by its own subjects. In short, by war or revolution. War and revolution, as the two basic threats, invariably arouse in the state rulers their maximum efforts and maximum propaganda among the people. As stated above, any way must always be used to mobilize the people to come to the state's defense in the belief that they are defending themselves. The fallacy of the idea becomes evident when conscription is wielded against those who refuse to defend themselves and are, therefore, forced into joining the state's military band. Needless to add, no defense is permitted them against this act of their own state. In war, state power is pushed to its ultimate, and under the slogans of defense and emergency, it can impose a tyranny upon the public such as might be openly resisted in time of peace. War thus provides many benefits to a state, and indeed every modern war has brought to the warring peoples a permanent legacy of increased state burdens upon society. War, moreover, provides to a state tempting opportunities for conquest of land areas over which it may exercise its monopoly of force. Excuse me. Randolph Bourne was certainly correct when he wrote that war is the health of the state. But to any particular state, a war may spell either health or grave injury. We may test the hypothesis that the state is largely interested in protecting itself rather than its subjects by asking, which category of crime does the state pursue and punish most intensely? Those against private citizens or those against itself? The gravest crimes in the state's lexicon are almost invariably not invasions of private property, but dangers to its own contentment. For example, treason, desertion of a soldier to the enemy, failure to register for the draft, subversion and subversive conspiracy, assassination of rulers, and such economic crimes against the state as counterfeiting its money or evasion of its income tax. Or compare the degree of zeal devoted to pursuing the man who assaults a policeman with the attention that the state pays to the assault of an ordinary citizen. Yet, curiously, the state's openly assigned priority to its own defense against the public strikes few people as inconsistent with its presumed raison d'etre. I like that I was able to say that. Raison d'etre. Reason for being, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, there's a little sub. I'll read the subnote. As Mencken puts it in his inimitable fashion, this gang, the exploiters, constituting the government, is well nigh immune to punishment. Its worst extortions, even when they are baldly for private profit, carry no certain penalties under our laws. Since the first days of the Republic, less than a few dozen of its members have been impeached, and only a few obscure understrappers have ever been put into prison. The number of men sitting at Atlanta and Leavenworth for revolting against the extortions of the government is always 10 times as great as the number of government officials condemned for oppressing the taxpayers for their own gain. Yeah. I particularly liked the point where he talks about how they use propaganda to mobilize the average citizens to defend the state. We're seeing that right now play out in real time with the whole Elon Musk is a Nazi thing. I always say this. I don't love Elon Musk, but I hate the fucking state. That should be what we can agree on. The state fucking sucks. But their propaganda is powerful. And also, like, a large number of people work for the government these days. So, like, when you're anti-government, you're threatening or seemingly threatening these people's livelihoods. And so we should be better about communicating how, as we dismantle the state, we will increase economic opportunities in the private sector for people. That relationship, it's not like if we get rid of the state jobs, no other jobs will appear. No, more jobs will appear once we get rid of the confines that have constricted economic growth for the last, we'll say, about century. We have just been increasing the laws and the bureaucracy and the regulations, restrictions, the red tapes, the permitting, the licensing, all these things that make it harder and harder for economies to grow and expand. As we dismantle the state, more opportunities will arise. So thank you very much for listening. I'm going to go play some blackjack. Wish me luck.